Leila Land, did that make you jump? It's okay, that made me jump too. Oh no. Right then, why is it when I set up to film the lighting is awesome? Soon as I start, sun disappears, lighting gets weird. Alright my gorgeous ones, let's get going! Still buzzing about this baking oil. Right then, let's get going and up. So, let's try this here palette. Let me just prime me eyelids. I nearly just said eyebrows then because I am fed up of these eyebrows today. Right, so we're going to be using the Revolution Pro Regeneration Trends Celestial palette, which, if you saw my whole video, everybody was raving over. And look, I mean, I just don't need to tell you why I bought that one, do I? Look how beautiful it is. Utterly stunning. Alexa. And what shall we do today? Right, well, first I'm just going to use this one as a transition shade. And oddly enough, it's called Transit. It's like they've thought it through. Okay. Oh, pigment. So that goes in and around the crease as a transition shade. When I started doing makeup, I was like, what the hell is a transition shade? But it's basically there, and you put a transition shade to you will be whatever shade matches your skin tone the best. And it's basically there just to help the other shades kind of blend and give it more of a base to work with. You can't really see it in the end result because it's just there to help the other shades that you're putting on. So there we go, that's that done. God, my eyelids are getting, ugh. Do you reckon it's time for a facelift yet? Right, what's next? Oh God, I don't even know what look I want to do. There's just so much choice in this here palette, Alexa. Right, I think let's do a warmish one. Okay, so I'm gonna then build up the crease area, and I'm gonna go in with this one, which is Parameter, and I'm just gonna take the same brush because it's kind of the same area, and I'm not too concerned about this one being like mega precise. So the massive blending brush is still fine. We'll just deepen it up as we go. What do you reckon? So what's everybody been up to? What's been going on? Let me know in the comments what you've been doing this week. I have been really ill. I've had a huge, I am wheat and dairy intolerant, have been since I was about 6 months old, so you know that's going back 127 years at least. But yeah, it kind of gets worse if you don't keep on top of it, and I'm like the laziest person ever. If I fancy something to eat, I'll just eat it, but I probably shouldn't, and kind of just deal with the consequences. Well, the consequences this time turned into 3 days in bed. It was just horrific. The pain, oh the pain. So yeah, I'm like buzzing now. I've got my energy back, much to everybody's dismay, I'm sure. Right, then I'm gonna go in with this one called Identified, which is more of a kind of a burnt orange shade, which is really nice. And just kind of starting to build up the crease area. Oh my god, these are like, I've literally just really gently dabbed in that. Okay, so other eye. The biggest tip I can give you, if you've got kind of hooded eyelids, or the lids are very mobile while you're trying to blend, just try and find different positions. If I have my mirror here and just do that, it creases there, so I'm never going to get that nicely blended effect. Whereas if I turn my head and just tilt, that makes the eyelid just naturally a bit more taut without having to pull it, which is obviously creating more. You're just exacerbating the problem there. So Lila's top tip there. You find what works for you and you just go with that. That's pretty much my advice in life anyway. Do what works for you. Right, what's next? Which one do I want to go in with? I feel like I want to go in with this one now because I feel like that one is just a similar kind of tone, so that's just going to disappear and blend in, and there's going to be no point. So I'm going to use this one, which is called Terrene, which hopefully will deepen up this now and we'll start building up that effect. So I'm going to switch brushes. And if you're watching this review video from the haul that I did where I bought this palette, you will have seen this brush in that haul as well. So let's give this a whirl. Oh my god, that was like ridiculous. Oh my god, the pigments, guys, the pigments. Yeah, and this brush is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. And this is where, for me, having that more of a hooded eyelid comes in really handy, because you can kind of get the brush in the, literally in the crease. Okay, so let's do the other side. And then I'm going to go back with the first brush that we used. And kind of not blending it away, but just diffusing it and just making it look less of a block. So you still get the definition, it's just not like a stripe. Right, so I think just to deepen it up even more, I'm going to use this down here, which is called Black Hole, but it's more of a, it's not a, like a deep dark black, it's more of like a greeny black, if that makes sense. Let's have a do. I mean, it's not the blackest black that they've ever done, but it's definitely buildable. So yeah, it's definitely workable. Elixir. Oh, they're all just so beautiful. Which one should I use? I think for today, I'm torn between planet and system. What do you reckon? Oh, I think I'm gonna go for system today. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Right, let's try it without wetting the brush first, and then we'll see what it looks like. So change brush again, if you notice, to a flatter brush. Please work. Oh my god, I don't know if you can, like, okie dokie. That's shimmery. Yeah, okay, right, well, let's try wetting the brush then. God, it's like I've used a highlighter on my eyes. Guys, this is gorgeous! Yeah, I am loving that. Can you see? Oh, I'm loving it. That's such a beautiful green as well. Right then. Right, let's do the other eye. There's been a tiny bit of fallout from that, but literally nothing that can't be dealt with, and it's a tiny bit, a teeny tiny bit. Right, then I just want to go back in with the darker colour just to kind of bring those edges together a little bit. Oh, there's a black Labrador across the way, and look at this. Can you see him? Oh, that's cute. Right, let me just go and do the rest of my face, then I'll come back and do the lower lash line, and I will talk you through what I think of the whole palette. There we go. That is the look finished. I really like that. Please excuse my crazy hair. It's just been washed and this is just what it wants to do. I love it. Right. Let's talk this here eyeshadow palette. So this is the new Revolution Pro Trends Celestial palette. It is just incredible. I mean, it looks beautiful. We were lucky enough to go to the Revolution Pro launch event down in London with Revolution Makeup, with Revolution Beauty even. Still not getting used to this, am I? And this was one of the ones that I saw in a case, all lit up, looking beautiful, and was just, I mean, look at all the marbling. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. The design of it, the colours that are all together, it just looks gorgeous. So I had to go and get me one, and I was not disappointed. I was figuring it was going to arrive and it wouldn't stand out as much because it didn't have all the lights and all the setup, but it still looks just as beautiful in real life. So I can heartily recommend going and grabbing yourself one. So I've used most of the mattes in the palette. In fact, I think I've used all of them. Yeah, I've used all of the mattes in this look, and I've used the two greens, which are Planet and System, for this look, which I just think is beautiful. I mean, just look at it. It's beautiful. So that shimmer is just gorgeous. They go on really well. They've built up. They've still been super pigmented. I feel like the shimmer shades were a little bit, they needed building up a little bit more than the matte shades, but I presume that's to do with pigment and the type of colours that I've used. So I can't wait to have a try of the rest of them and see how they come out. But saying that, they were easy to build up. So it wasn't like I've had to do a lot of work to build those up, if that makes sense. They just did need more building up. So yeah, and they performed really well wet and dry, which is just perfect. So however you want to use them. The one way I didn't try them was with my finger, because I've got my acrylics on and they desperately need doing. So I was just not ever going to be precise with the stupidly long nails on. So I think next time I will have a try with applying some of the shimmer shadows with my finger and see if that helps, which sometimes it does. So yeah, I mean, all in all, I have been mega impressed again, Revolution team. Again, you've done it again. I really like it. It definitely gets a Leila Land thumbs up. It's a really good product. It's a really good price point. The colour payoff is amazing. The pigmentation is brilliant. The range of colours is really good as well. So if you like to do a lot of different looks, I feel like you get quite a good selection of transition shades, crease shades, and then you get a really good selection of greens, blues, pinks, purples, to then create lots and lots of different looks. So really versatile palette there. And obviously it's the pro range, so if you're starting out as a freelancer or you don't want to carry a massive kit around with you, I feel like products like this are ideal. If you've liked this video, please go and give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribed if you haven't already. I hope you've had a smiley, informative time watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again next time.